Unified test review. Question 1. What are the rational roots of this polynomial? For rational roots, rational means for this unit, rational means whole numbers and fractions. If you see decimals more than 3 digits, ignore them. So for this answer, you guys can see I only need whole numbers. I don't even need a fraction. So step 1, make sure the question is in standard form. Let's look at the exponents or the heads. Are they in the order of 4, 3, 2, 1, 0? Yes. Then it means it's already in standard form from highest to lowest. Now step 2, you're going to calculator, click menu 331, and then change the highest degree to the highest exponent. For this question is 4. You type in all the coefficients. For this question is 3, -10, -100, +170, and -63. Then you press enter. Just give me the rational numbers or the whole numbers. Make sure you see the comma. I need if you have 3 comma, that means you have 4 answers. So the answers, the solutions or the roots, they are separated by the commas. Question 2. Simple. Don't worry about simplify expression. It's actually asking you to express this polynomial in another way. So if you see 2 parentheses that doesn't have anything in between, that means you're using box method. You're multiplying this expression. So nothing in between parentheses, box method. Then you guys can see because there are 2 terms in the first parentheses, that's why there are 2 rows. And the 3 terms in the second parentheses, there's 3 columns. You multiply columns and rows to get 6 boxes, and then you write down all 6 boxes, copy all 6 boxes down. You combine like terms. Again, combining like terms must be same letter, same heads. Okay, find the correct answer. The correct answer should be C, because you're combining the positive 3x and 4x, they give you 7x, and you know the constant at the end will be 6. Question 3. Which expression is equivalent to this polynomial? From different terms, 2 parentheses, it's asking you to factor, and you see 4 terms. Well, every time you see 4 terms, all you need to do is split in half, and you're using the grouping method. Okay, now I have the line that's in the that cuts the equation in half. Make sure the line goes before the negative sign. And then for each half, you find the GCF. So step 1, GCF on the left side, divide each term by GCF. Step 2, GCF on the right side, divide each term by GCF. And then you can get the GCF and the remainder, GCF and the remainder on both sides. Remember, if either side start with a negative sign, your GCF must be negative. For example, the second half start with a negative sign. That's why my GCF is -25. Then, then I need to put the common remainder, in the first parentheses, and my both GCFs, put them in the second parentheses. But at this time, am I done? No, because my answer is a perfect square. That means I can keep factoring using difference of square, which is a squared minus b squared give you a plus b, a minus b. So we're taking square root of x squared and then take square root of 25. Now I can separate x squared minus 25 become x plus 5, x minus 5, and also bring down the x minus 2. So this is your final answer. Question 4. When factored completely, it's asking you to factor the cube expression. So you see there are two terms and the highest exponent is 3. We are using either sum or difference of cube. I have the anchor chart in the front. You're referring to the front anchor chart. So if you see the middle sign is negative, you're using the difference of cube. Your answer, the signs of your answer must be minus, plus, plus. So we can see C and D, they will not be correct because your answer must be minus, plus, plus. Let's see. And my answer must be in the form of a minus b a squared plus ab plus b squared. All we need to do is to take the cubic root of the first term, which will give you a, and the cubic root of the second term, 216y cubed, give you b. Okay, so for the first term, I can get my a is x because 3 and 3 cancel out. Then my b should be 6y because 3 and 3 cancel out. You have to have the y because your question has the y. Your answer must have y, and cube root of 216 is 6. So plugging your a and b into this equation, find the correct answer. Remember, first term. The first term is A, second term is B. So question A should not be correct. So answer choice A is not correct. And again, B is always positive. The negative sign in the middle only help you determine equation 1 or to use equation 1 or 2. Question 5. Again, when you see 4 terms, all you need to do first thing is split in half and you're using grouping method. So find the GCF of left side. Okay, numbers is the GCF number is 1, and the GCF letter we're picking the smallest hat or smallest exponent, which is x squared. Okay, you're dividing each term by x squared. And the right half, let's see, it starts with negative, so it must be negative something. 3 and 15, GCF is 3, and x don't share, so GCF is just negative 3. Divide everything by negative 3. Okay, so on the right side, it left you x plus 1. On the left side, x plus 5, my bad. And the left side is also x plus 5. Okay, now let's put the shared remainder in the front, x plus 5. And the GCFs come together, x squared, or 1x squared minus 3. That's my answer. Again, check your answer. If your answer is a perfect square, keep factoring it. But however, x squared minus 3, also it has a minus sign, but it's not perfect square. So don't factor it anymore. It's already an answer. Question 6. Okay, you are combining like terms. When you see the question that has a plus or a negative sign in the middle of two parentheses, plus or minus, you are using combining like terms. All you need to do is to remove the parentheses. And then if you see negative parentheses, you need to flip all signs in this parentheses after negative sign. So after plus 2, it'll become so positive 22x4 become negative 22. After the plus 2, it'll become negative 22x4. And then positive y become negative y. Positive 2 become negative 2. Okay, then combine like terms. Again, same letter, same hat. Y4 and y cannot be combined. X4 and Y4 cannot be combined. Okay. Now, finish question 6. The correct answer should be answer choice B. What's the quotient when okay, this one is a synthetic division question because you see the divided. You're I mean to make sure the question is in standard form, let's check the heads. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, it is in standard form. So first thing I need to draw a big L. After the big L, on the left side, I need the opposite number of divisor to the left. So it's positive 4. All I need to put is the opposite side, negative 4. Let's write down the coefficients as step 3. 1, negative 3, negative 3, 1, negative 16, negative 25. Okay, step 4, bring down the first coefficient, which is 1. All right, now outside multiply, inside add. Just repeat. Let's do this. Outside multiply negative 4, so it's negative 7. Then multiply outside positive 28. Add inside, give you negative 3. Multiply outside positive 12. Add inside negative 4, positive 16. Then negative 9. Okay. Now I know the last number is called my remainder. Must be remainder over divisor, which is x plus 4. And the first number that I need to give the first coefficient when I give them the x and the head must be less than 1 less than the dividend. So it should be 1x cubed minus 7 x squared minus 3x. Don't put anything after 4 and minus 9 over x plus 4. So pick the correct answer. Question 8. Which polynomial is a factor of x cubed plus 64? Okay, another 2 terms and the highest exponent is 3. You are using sum or difference of cube, but because the sign is plus, you're using the sum of cube. So your answer, the complete answer will be plus, minus, and plus. But because this question is asking part of your answer, the polynomial, the long part, this part of your answer. So it must be negative and plus. I know D is not correct. Okay, A is not correct. Actually, I already gave you the answer. Okay, let's do this together. A plus B. I need to find the cubic root of x cubed, which is your A, and it is x. Now find the B. Cubic root of 64. Okay, it is 4. Now all I need to do is plug in x plus 4 for the first parentheses, second parentheses, x squared minus 4x plus 16. Okay. It's asking the polynomial. The only polynomial is this 3 terms. And question 9. Okay, you see it's 3 terms. You need to factor out GCF as your first step, and then divide GCF by each term, your second step, and then X method, the third step. It's asking which binomial is a factor, so it's asking part of your answer. One parenthesis of your answer. Let's do this together. Find the GCF first. For this GCF, do they share any number? 1. 1 is the biggest number they can be, all of them can be divided by. And then the smallest head of the letter is 1, so X. 1X is the GCF. Then divide each term by X. I got X squared minus 3X minus 4D. Okay, so X GCF times the parentheses is my first step of my answer. Then I see this is very familiar. I can use X method to further factor out. So for X method, let's find the ABC first. Okay, AC is negative 40, and I know when AC is negative, one factor must be negative. Let's factor out 40 first. So 40, I can get 1, 42, 24, 10, 5, 8, and starting 8, 5, it starts repeating, so I don't include what's after that. I know one of the factor must be negative, and they have to equal B, which is negative 3. I know it's negative 8 and positive 5. So I just give them parentheses and X. Bring the factors down. X minus A, X plus 5 are my factors of the X method. And don't forget the front or your GCF. Okay, now which of the binomial is part of the answer? A is not, B is not, C is not. Okay, D is the correct answer. Now 10, which expression represents the complete it wants you to factor 81y4 minus 256. It is 2 terms. However, you have to do difference of square twice. Every time you see it's even power, you can use difference of square. Now let's see. If it's a4 minus b4, we can rewrite it as a squared plus b squared, a squared minus a squared plus b squared, and a squared minus b squared. And then a squared plus b squared cannot be further factored out, so we just bring them down. But however, every time we see a negative sign and a perfect square, that means we can further factor out. So the second half of the step 1, we can rewrite it as a plus b, a minus b. And don't forget to bring down the front. Okay, let's see this example together. So your a squared is the first half of the question, the a squared, you're taking the square root of y4. You're taking the square root of the first half, 81y4, and then take the square root of the second half, 256. So a squared and b squared I got is 9y squared, and b squared is 16. Okay, I got my first step. The first half I cannot use for difference of square because it's a plus in the middle. However, the second half, 2 terms, negative sign in the middle, and both terms are perfect square. That means I can further split into 2 more cases, and my new A and B is 3y and 4. So I can split the 9y minus 16 equals 3y plus 4, 3y minus 4. Bring down the front, and that's your final answer. Okay, good luck on the test.